What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about LeBron James and this retirement that he's going to his upcoming retirement, right? And I just I saw clips of Pat Riley's retirement, right? And you saw who was there? James Worthy and Byron Scott and a lot of the old dudes. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was there, and this is every time the Lakers retire somebody, or the statue they revealed the statue for Pat Riley. So and every time they honor one of their past greats, and Pat Riley definitely is one of the greats, part of that Laker tradition, that winning tradition. I think they won 4 championships while Pat Riley was there. But anyway, when when you retire as a Laker, it's different. Or when they honor you as a Laker, it's different because you get all those great basketball players and people of the organization to come out, and it's just more prestigious, right? And I think that when LeBron James see that, like with Kobe Bryant, and everybody came out to honor Kobe Bryant, even though, and I think they said LeBron didn't go, but anytime the Lakers had some type of a ceremony where they unveil a statue, or they honor one of their greats, it's just a big deal in Los Angeles, right? And so I'm thinking, if they honor LeBron James, he retire his number, and they build him a statue. It's not going, and there's no shot at the Cleveland Cavalier organization, but they don't have the history, and it's not as prestigious when you retire as a any other team besides the Lakers, the Celtics, Chicago Bulls, and even the Knicks, man. Like those fans and past older Knicks, they just come out. But it's not going to be that way in Cleveland. And I think LeBron James saw recently when Pat Riley was there, how everybody came out to honor Pat Riley, for his statue, which I think the statue for Pat Riley is way, way overdue, but at least they didn't wait until he passed. But it's just a it's a big to do in Los Angeles, man. For the Laker organization when they honor their players like that, and I think LeBron James, with his ego, I think LeBron James wants to be a part of that. Like I said, he saw how they honored Kobe, and he see the statues, of Magic Johnson, and the history of the past Lakers, how they honored Kareem, a few times. And I think LeBron James wants that. I don't think that LeBron James want to go to Cleveland because it's not as prestigious. And that's part of the reason why I think that there's lately been a campaign, or it seems like there's a campaign going on a campaign to run Luca out of Los Angeles. And it's crazy that they doing that, but and it's partly Luca's fault, right? Because Luca basically do a whole bunch of whining and complaining to the refs. Then Luca don't play defense. Luca has picked up his weight. His weight he's gaining his weight back. So Luca had the opportunity to change the narrative on himself, but this year he reverted back to what he was doing in Dallas, and the Lakers are not going to go for it. LeBron James will be out the league in a couple years, and then so you'll be stuck with Luca trying to build around him, and Luca is basically falling off. So I think the Laker organization is probably going to make a deal with LeBron James that he do his retirement tour there, and then possibly later on down the line, LeBron James will probably get a statue with the organization. Which I was, like I said, I would have been very surprised. I'm very surprised, but it's looking like it's going that way. And I don't know what LeBron James has on the commissioner of basketball, or the Laker organization, but things just always seem to go LeBron James' way, and it's look like it's gonna go his way again because if you had to choose between Luca and LeBron, it only makes sense to choose LeBron, right? Because like I said, even though Luca is younger, he not Luca. I only think Luca is. They're gonna get one championship in Los Angeles with Luca because Luca is. It's hard. It's gonna be hard to build around him and put the talent around him. Whereas though you're not gonna win a championship with LeBron, but you can. There are some things about LeBron James that the organization can celebrate and they can promote and they can make money off of that, But what Luca is bringing to the table, like the league won't be able to promote that. They won't be able to promote his stats like they promote LeBron's stats. He won't have any championships or anything like that to promote. So Luca is somebody like the organization is looking like they just gonna throw Luca under the bus and they just going, they're gonna cut their losses and they're just gonna ride with LeBron James, man. So it's crazy that things are working out this way. Like I said, I already knew off the top, right? I was like, well, LeBron James not going to be able to retire as a go back to Cleveland. I mean, go back to Miami where he won 2 championships in Miami. I don't think LeBron, like Miami fans, man, really they not really that organization really not feeling LeBron James. And so the obvious choice at first was the Cleveland Cavaliers. Although LeBron James left Cleveland 2 times, it made sense for Cleveland because he's from there. Then on top of that, like they would have been able to make money off of this situation. The retirement tour in Cleveland and maybe a statue for him, and he still might even get a statue in Cleveland because he's the only one to ever bring an NBA championship there. So they'll probably get a statue, but they won't get to do that retirement tour, I don't think. So, and they might wait a long time before they do that statue, man, because I think the organization, again, they're going to take this as a slight. Like LeBron James is choosing somebody else over Cleveland again. So they're going to choose this as, like he slighted them again for Los Angeles or another team altogether, man. So, yeah, this Cleveland gonna get the short end of the stick again, man. LeBron James is going to retire as a Los Angeles Laker, I think, and I don't know if he's gonna get a statue or anything, but they might just give him a statue. I know Lakers Nation, like the fans and everything, don't want to hear this, but it's turning out this way, man. It just seems like everything seems to go LeBron James's way. Just when you think, oh man, it's starting to they're going to separate themselves from LeBron James. And then now all of a sudden they throwing Luca under the table, which Luca had an opportunity, in my opinion, to change the narrative. He got in shape after last season. He came back to the start of this season. He was in shape. All he had to do was just really ball out. But Luka basically reverted back to what he was doing back in the back in Dallas. No defense, fussing at the referees, complaining and everything. And so, he's not in shape again. So, I think the Laker organization just looked at that situation and say, so what's the best way for us to go? And the best way for them to go is to ride this out with LeBron James. And I don't think the Lake organization is going to they're going to throw this opportunity away for Luka. Luka could have changed it. Luka, he blew it, and now they're going to throw him under the bus. Man, when you got every media outlet and all these podcasts talking about Luka and him not playing defense when he hadn't been playing defense in years, but all of a sudden it's a major story. Like this is the first game that Luka didn't play defense, but you know, Luka has been doing this for years. But that's how you know that that machine is working against Luka, man. And Luka now has become the scapegoat. So next year for the Lakers is going to be about the retirement tour for LeBron James. They won't be able to attract any real talent there. It's going to be about the retirement tour. Because remember, other superstars don't want to play with LeBron James just for the simple fact that you're going to become the scapegoat. You know, they seen it they seen it play too many times. So you're not going to be able to get no more Russell Westbrooks with the Lakers, you know, and you just going the Laker fans just gonna have to ride this out. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm gonna check you all out in the next video. Peace.